Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Back for Blood video. Today I'm going to be showing you all the different guns that are in the game and the best ones in my opinion. I've actually got a fair bit of time into this game now. I've played a lot of the PvE campaign and it's been a lot of fun, but there are some clear winners when it comes to the different guns. So let's crack straight into it. I'm going to give you a good overview of them all, as I said. So starting with the Magnum. The Magnum is a gun I actually prefer to stay away from just because of the fact that it uses rifle ammo. And the reload speed's not too great in it either. See, the damage is good, but as you can imagine from a Magnum, it leaves you pretty vulnerable. It's not a gun that I would like to go for anyway. As I said, like, it uses rifle ammo, and just the way that most people operate when they play games like this is most people will go for the assault rifles. So the assault rifle ammo actually tends to be the most scarce. So for that reason alone, I don't like using the Magnum because the ammo is just going to be hard to come by. All right. The shotgun here, the small shotgun, is a one-tap reload. I absolutely hate this gun. I think it's rubbish. I definitely recommend staying away from it completely. Next, we've got the M1911, and this is a fantastic pistol. Absolutely fantastic. So it uses your normal pistol ammo. It feels really nice. The sight on it is really good as well. And it's just really simple and easy to use with decent damage. So I definitely recommend the M19. It's one of my favorites. My absolute favorite pistol is the Desert Eagle, and one of the reasons for that as well, being the fact that it does a lot of damage, is the fact that it uses sniper ammo. So a lot of damage there. 48 damage, you can see. 37 when we're getting further back. 35 seems to be the drop off there. All right, 35 there as well. Very good for actually taking out the special Ridden. You get those weak spots. It's actually a very good gun. I highly recommend using the Desert Eagle. You normally have tons of sniper ammo available in the game because, as I said, most people generally tend to go for the assault rifles. So the Desert Eagle is definitely a top tier gun. Another good thing about it as well is you can actually put a sight on it because there's lots of the pistols that you can't put a sight on. So again, Desert Eagle, definitely my favorite one. It's absolutely great. The Tech 9 I think is fantastic as well. Really low recoil. That was me controlling it a little bit. If I just show you normal recoil, it's not too bad at all. So super easy to control. A couple bullets in a couple of different zombies when you're getting chased down. Actually quite a good gun. So again, Tech 9 I highly recommend. Now the Glocks I don't particularly recommend, and neither the Berettas. They're okay, but you definitely want to get the single fire variants over like the auto ones. Showing you a bit there. The Glocks are okay, but I'd definitely swap it out for an M19. It does a bit extra damage. It just feels nicer to use. I definitely do not like the full auto ones. You end up wasting your ammo a lot, and it just takes up so much of your screen when you're firing. The gun flicks a lot. It's hard to see what you're doing. You waste ammo. I'm just not a fan of it. All right. The Beretta here does have a nice sight. We're getting a subscriber, Chris, while I'm recording. I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you so much. But again, the damage isn't great. All right, you got like 10 as opposed to here. See, look, 22. The damage is massively better. So not a fan of the Beretta. The damage is too low. Not a fan of the Glock too much. The burst guns in this game are absolute trash, if I'm being honest. You end up wasting ammo all the time. If you need one bullet to kill him in the head, you fired 3, it's a waste. Definitely stay away from them. They don't feel good at all. The Uzi, now moving on to the submachine guns. I'm going to put the reflex sight on. Uzi, let's check out the recoil. The Uzi I don't like at all. Right? It's got a horrible horizontal recoil, and as you can see, the vertical recoil was mad. Let's see again, like, it's crazy. It's really hard to, and now if I try and control it, the horizontal recoil just makes it horrible. All right, so you want to kind of fire this one in bursts, but I just don't recommend it. It's like a last resort weapon for me, the Uzi. Not a fan. The Vector I'm going to skip for a moment. The MP5, you end up with 25 bullets in the clip. Horrible recoil again. Absolutely flies up, but the horizontal recoil is not too bad. So okay, if I control it, it's all right if you control it, but it's high mobility, but the firepower is quite low at 72, right? Moving to the UMP here. Much better in terms of damage. You got 20 bullets in the clip. Check out the recoil. Again, It's nasty. Like, it has a lot of recoil, right? Controlling it. A lot of horizontal recoil. So you got good damage with it for a submachine gun. But the clear winner here, which is why I saved it for last, is the Vector, right? Now check this out. Massive ray of fire. The recoil, horizontal recoil is like non-existent. And if I control it, it's an absolute laser. Absolute laser. This gun is absolutely, hands down, the clear winner when it comes to the SMGs. Definitely the one I recommend. It's just brilliant. Brilliant gun. Moving on to the shotguns here. TAC 14, the 870 Express. You've got the Super 90 and the AA12. Starting off with the TAC here. You can't put any sight on it. It just is what it is here. I don't like the shotguns in this game that much anyway, because generally to do damage to the special Ridden, you know, you have to be reasonably close. I just don't like the feel of this gun at all. Moving on to the 870 pump action. You got a fair few bullets in it, but then the reload speed just leaves you so vulnerable. It just feels really awkward, even if you're firing like a couple bullets. Quickly reloading, a couple more. Not a huge fan. Moving on to the Super 90. This is the gun that I recommend out of the shotguns. This one, you have to keep tapping it. You can fire it pretty fast. The reload speed on this gun is pretty good, right? Okay. It just feels nicer to use out of them. The AA12, this gun is basically what I would call the like a panic gun. So you got a lot of zombies around you, right? And you just want to try and clear the normal ones. It's not very good against the special Ridden that I've found, in my opinion. So hard to hit things at range. So I'm not a huge fan of this gun. It's just the kind of like you're overrun and you just need to like clear lots of zombies, and that's about all it's good for. Now the assault rifles, there's a good reason why people use the assault rifles a lot in this game, and that's because they're great. Let's start off with the one that I don't like the most, actually. Let's go with the M16. The reason why I don't like this is because it's burst fire, right? Not a fan of it. Again, if you just want to shoot a zombie once in the head and kill him, you're wasting your bullets. Literally, this is a last resort weapon for me. I definitely recommend staying away from it. It's okay against the special Ridden, but against normal zombies, you're just going to be wasting ammo too much. And rifle ammo, as I said, is too precious for you and your team. So M16, completely stay away from. The Scar is actually the highest damage assault rifle in the game, but you've got some trade-offs for it. Now, watch this. That recoil is disgusting. Absolutely horrible. Look at it. Absolutely nasty. So if I control it, there's a lot of horizontal recoil. So it's actually quite hard to use. Even if I buff it, right, with the tactical stock, extra handling, compensator, extra handling, it's still nasty. It is easier to control, but it's nasty. So the best thing about the Scar, because it's higher damage, right, is to be controlled with it. A couple of like full auto shots in there, but don't just hold the trigger down. Need to be controlled with it, and then you're going to be quite ammo efficient. Wow. Because of the fact that it's got a decent bit of damage with it. But yeah, the handling's absolutely horrible. Now the AK-47, this gun is fantastic. Now if I show you the recoil on this one, it's nowhere near as much horizontal or vertical as the Scar. The reload speed's not too bad. All right, if I control it, super easy, like a laser. All I'm doing is pulling down on the mouse as I'm shooting. But in comparison, super easy, and the damage drop off is only a couple. I definitely recommend the AK over the Scar. It's even got like more range as well. So AK-47, clear winner over the Scar in my eyes. Now the M4 carbine, it's got less damage. You see the AK's got 85 and you got 78 on the M4. This is most people's go-to gun, and again, good reason. If I show you the recoil on this, hardly any. It's really good. 25 rounds in the mag, as opposed to 20 in the AK. controlling it, bam. The difference is 15 damage, or 15.2 per shot, as opposed to the AK, 24. All right. So there's a good reason why you would choose one over the other. If you want an extra 5 bullets in the mag to be able to potentially take out an extra 5 zombies, if you're going for headshots and stuff, right? The damage drop off compared to the AK, like the AK is just going to do more damage all round. The iron sights are actually quite nice on the AK as well. The handling is better on the carbine, and also you've got a bit more accuracy. So both of these two, in my eyes, are complete top tier guns. The Scar is good for just that little bit of extra damage. All right, again, if I go over here, you're 25.9 as opposed to the AK, 24. The damage isn't too much more, and the control is so much better than the AK. I definitely rate the AK better than the Scar, and the M4 is going to be good for a lot of people, and especially newer players or less experienced players, because you get the extra 5 bullets in the mag. I feel like the M4 is a really good gun. Now, moving on to the rifles and the sniper rifles. The first one here we've got is the branch rifle, and the most important thing to note about this one is it's classed as an epic assault rifle, and it actually uses assault rifle ammo. All right, so that's one of the reasons why I don't like this gun too much. While it's nice to use, it feels good, it does a good bit of damage, it's nice and accurate, the fact that it uses assault rifle ammo is why I tend to try and avoid it. Just because if I'm going to use assault rifle ammo, I'd probably much rather have an AK. All right, you've got basically the same type of damage anyway. You can do the same thing with it, but you've got full auto. So I definitely recommend an AK, in my opinion, over a ranch rifle, even though it does a little bit of extra damage, gives you more mobility, etc. Just the fact that the rifle ammo, it's just better for your team to not use a ranch rifle, right? We're going to move now to the M1A. This is actually one of the best, if not potentially, in my eyes, the best gun in the game. You've got, it just depends on your playstyle, because as I said, the AK-47, the M4 carbine, and the M1A, these are like the best guns, the absolute S tier. This gun uses sniper ammo. The damage is massive. 57 right here, 57 again, 41, 41, 41. Like, the drop-off's not too bad in terms of damage. It uses sniper ammo, which normally means you've got tons of it around the map because most people aren't using it. The rate of fire is pretty good. It's really accurate. It's super good at taking out all the special Ridden, hitting some weak spots. Highly recommend, guys, get your hands on an M1A. Give it a try. It's absolutely fantastic. You won't regret it. The Phoenix here, you can see we're going up to 125 damage. Let's test it out here. So 155 when you're shooting there. It's just the fact that this gun is good if you've got a squad that could handle the zombies that are coming in, and you can focus more on being able to shoot the special Ridden. That's basically what the Phoenix and the Barrette are designed for. Weak spots, take out the special Ridden quickly. The ADS speed is quite slow. All right, the recoil is a bit mad, so you have to, you know, bear in mind that after every shot you're not gonna be able to see too well because you have to like pull down. All right, I don't like using these ones because if you do get overrun with loads of zombies coming in, which happens all the time in this game, you know, then yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the Phoenix. The Barrette as well, right? It's just an even more intense version of the Phoenix. Let's put the old reflex sight on. Coming over here, right? 225 damage. Obviously takes even longer. Again, this is basically made to just kill special Ridden, and that's about it, right? Reload speed is okay-ish, but you really need to have a solid, right, like a Tech or an M19. You need to have a solid secondary if you're going to be using this gun, and you obviously, well, I say obviously, in my opinion, you need to have a good team that can take out all the Ridden for you so that you can focus on the special Ridden, right? However, I don't really recommend it. I find it quite clunky to use. Again, just go for an M1A. It's so much better across the board Highly recommend using that one.
Only made it this far.
Right, we've got 2 guns left, right? We've got the RPK and the M249. So RPK, start with this one. The Scion, let's show you guys the recoil. To the moon, right? Absolutely to the moon. The rate of fire, let's just reload. The rate of fire isn't very fast, so it's actually quite easy to control. The horizontal recoil's a bit nuts. Right? I don't like the RPK. I don't like the way it feels. It takes your mobility down to 40, right? It is very hard to use. The rate of fire is slow. I just don't like it at all. I don't recommend the RPK. I'd recommend literally, like, again, like last resort. The M249, however, this gun is fantastic. Check this out. Ready? Great rate of fire. Recoil is quite easy to control. If I show you the reload speed, the reload speed is the one thing with this gun. Takes ages. However, show you the recoil if I actually control it. This thing is an absolute laser. The horizontal recoil is not too bad at all. Just pulling down on the mouse as I shoot. It's an absolutely fantastic gun, especially if you've got a few, like, increased reload speed on it. Maybe like a compensator. You know, put a nice stock on. It's an absolute laser. Absolute laser. So, I do like this gun. I recommend, though, that if you're going to be using a light machine gun, then take a deck in with you that's built around, like, reload speed and maybe extra ammo. And go that way and be the guy on your team who's going to be looking out for, right, an M249 and be the heavy machine gun guy. Build a deck around it, and I don't think you'll go too wrong. It is a fantastic gun. It's just vulnerable, obviously, when you're reloading. It takes a while, but if you can get some of the extra reload speed cards, then I feel like this could be a solid choice, especially with some of the really big extra ammo cards that you could get in the game. All right, guys, so that's a nice overview of all the weapons. Again, just to summarize it up, the M119 is fantastic. The Desert Eagle's my favorite, mainly because it uses sniper ammo, and it works really well as like a little side tip, right? To be able to use like a Vector. This is a really good combo. Vector and Desert Eagle is really nice because you're not using the same ammo type, right? Because obviously using the SMG and pistol ammo for this one, and then sniper ammo for the Desert Eagle. So yeah, Tech, M19, and the Desert Eagle, they're fantastic. The Vector is top tier here. I think the Super 90 is the best shotgun in my opinion. Don't use the M16, it's terrible. AK-47 and the M4, depending on your playstyle and what you want. Personally, I'm leaning more and more towards the AK because the damage is just better, right? The M1A is my now go-to, top tier, absolutely amazing weapon. Even with like an ACOG, right? Really nice. Really, really nice weapon. Don't like the Phoenix too much. Don't like the Barrette. Maybe when Jim comes out and he's got extra ADS speed and extra weak spots, excuse me, damage. But he's locked off at the moment in the beta. When he comes out, maybe we can revisit these and it might be worth doing it as long as you've got a good squad. Because if you could use the sniper, but you've got someone on your team who's using the M249, then if they can clear out all the zombies and you can just focus on the special Ridden, then going for like the Barrette or the Phoenix might be a good choice. So that's my kind of tier list. M1A, fantastic. Then I'd go for an AK-47 to an M4. Scar, as long as you're not like going ham and you can control your bullets. Super 90, still not a huge fan of shotguns anyway. Vector's really good, especially when you combine it with a Desert Eagle. Or maybe you can take this one. I don't really like it. Or maybe like a Magnum. But again, the Magnum's going to be eating into the ammo for your teammates because you can bring up your inventory in-game and drop ammo and drop coins and stuff for your teammates anyway. All you got to do is click on it. But yeah, definitely get your hands on M1A. Give it a try. It's absolutely fantastic. If you like the video, give it a like, guys. And if you want to see more content on Back 4 Blood, or you just want to check out the channel a bit more, then consider subscribing. I'd really, really appreciate it. We've got an amazing Discord community of over 900 people in there now. So I highly recommend checking out the Discord. It's absolutely fantastic. You'll be able to find groups in there. Remember, I also do stream right here on YouTube, so if you want to check out more of that, check out the channel. And until the next one, guys, I hope you've at least learned something, and I also hope you have a very nice day. See you now.